Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Two huge events coming tomorrow. What happens? Don't know. Let's see. Anything possible. But here's the thing, is they want the PCE to go lower. They want CPI to go lower. Does it go lower? We're tremendously oversold. That's why it bounced. But yesterday, it bounced because of the Bank of England, but then it bounced because the dollar went lower. That's bullish. And then the TNX went lower. That's bullish. So rates are lower. That's good. Those are both good reasons for the bounce. So the bounce was real. Now the Bank of England caused those actions. But that's okay, right? That's okay. Doesn't matter why something happens. If it happens for the right reason, then it's okay. Okay. So very, very interesting. Okay. Today we're right back down. I mean, nothing is better. Guys, nothing is better. Nothing has changed. So the Bank of England starting Q, is Apple going to get better? Apple yesterday got better, took the market up, right back down. So you're going to get this, I believe you're going to get this activity in Apple for the next 2 weeks. It's going to pop, and it's going to drop. It's going to pop, it's going to pop, it's going to drop. Okay? But the bigger event, I think even a bigger event is the Micron earnings. Everybody seems to think, because they never worked at a place like Texas Instruments or Broadcom or something like that. Nobody understands. Chips don't just take 1 day, 1 month off or 3 months off and then there's a lull. Micron, 3 brokerages downgraded them in the last 2 weeks, saying the price of memory has come down tremendously. That means if you're buying, say, a 128 meg chip for $50, now you're paying $30. Who's losing money? Micron losing money. Less demand. Okay? SanDisk, years ago, SanDisk was the poster child for this. They were pure memory, boom, up, down, all over the place. Okay? Very, very interesting. So now what happens tonight at the close? So Lam Research, I wanted to buy these yesterday. I didn't buy them, the 360 puts. It's already down $5 on this, but Lam Research can be 350 tomorrow. 350 if Micron misses tonight. But if Micron misses and the PCE misses, I think we're at 3640 instantaneously. Now you may get to 3840 today. Who knows? 3640. Sorry, today. Then we see. Okay? So you got Micron earnings. That's going to hit chips. And then you got the PCE. Now, the PCE, remember, this is what happened last time on CPI. You guys got to understand this. The CPI was up 30. SPX was up 30. The CPI came strong. Within 10 to 15 seconds, the SPX went from up 30 to down 60. In 15 seconds. So let's say you were sitting on calls and you were $15 in the money. And say your call option was $16. It went to 2 within a second. But you can get 2 back. And then 10 minutes later, they went to 20 cents. 16 to 20 cents. Yesterday, so things are fascinating. Just really fascinating. So we're sitting on these 37.20 calls we bought at 3. So we had bought some puts, and those went to shit. But we had some calls. So the calls, they're $3. We bought them at 3.30. They went to 9. They went to 10. We sold them. Took $6+ bucks. So covered most of the puts. Not all of them. Most of it. Half of it. Then it goes to 11. Then it goes to 12. Then it goes to 13. It goes to 14. And when it's at 14, I get a message that, Sam, you left a lot on the table. And I said, be careful. This thing moves fast. And remember the last 3 days. The SPX drops 20 within 5 minutes. in the last 5 minutes. That's where we sold them fast. We didn't wait for 14. So they went to 14. Then they went to 15. Then they went to 16. And then they went to 9 within 10 seconds. They went to 9. And then they closed at 0. This is the market you have. This is the market you have. I mean, this SPX, it's holding this 3,700. But, you know, to me, two things. I would like it to go to 3,750, and then we buy puts, and then we open at 3,640, and then we collapse. That's a scenario. Okay, that's a scenario. Then there's another scenario here. We could close at 3,640 today and be at 3,500 tomorrow if the number is bad. That's a scenario. Nobody's saying what happens. Guys, trading is about scenarios. It's about what news comes and what happens. Okay? So know that, know that, know that. Nothing is better. Nothing is better. Okay? Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. So today you want to watch Lam Research. You want to watch SPX, obviously. And then the three boys, Snow, Now, and Tesla, they couldn't go yesterday. Moved late in the day. So we may or may not hold those. Let's see. Now, there's one other scenario here. If the PCE drops a lot, they can rip the SPX to 38, 38.50 on a squeeze. Just know that. Anything is possible. Okay? Interesting, interesting, interesting. Then we see. Okay? Interesting. So go slow. Play with profits. Build your account. It takes time. Guys, trading is a lifelong journey. You're going to be doing this till you're 80 or 90. They all do. Think about all the rich guys living in their penthouses and everything else. They wake up and they look at the market. They just do. You will too. You're going to be trading forever. Even if you give your money to somebody to manage or you put it in a mutual fund, you'll still be watching to see what those things are doing. So it's a lifelong journey. Okay? It just is. Okay? I don't think the GDP matters much. None of that stuff matters. I just think yesterday, this was about to break. This was a break day, and they saved it. And they saved it. And today, right now, they're trying to save it again. You know, and so just kind of chill and wait. But the news from Micron, I don't see any way it's good. Now, they may say it's not as bad, and then it goes up. That's possible. They may say, we thought demand comes back in the first quarter, but now it's the second quarter, boom, crater. They may say, we thought demand was in the first quarter, but it's going to come in December. It's better. This SPX 3650 has gone from 7 to 10 in the last 10 minutes. 3650 puts. So just have them on the screen, waiting. But then we see. Okay? Obviously, the hurricane, terrible stuff for people that live there. Sorry to hear. Just terrible damage. Okay? But think about what's happening in the market and why this happens. Every time you have a hurricane or natural disaster, you would think the insurers go straight down, but they go straight up. And there's a reason for that. Because their losses are all time. They have the biggest losses ever. But the way this world works is if you lose $10 million, just making up a number, you're small, you lose $10 million because you had losses. They let them raise prices to make $11 million the next year. And then they keep making that $11 million more because they had losses. That's the way insurance works. It's shitty, but a loss and a payout makes them be able to raise rates. I mean, how insane is that? This is just insane, right? Interesting. Okay, so just keep an eye on that. That's what we know. Look at this SPX is just they're $11 now, 750 to 11. Almost got it. Didn't get it. Then we're just kind of waiting. Okay. So now you have 3,700 as a number. You have 3,640. There's no compelling reason to buy. No compelling reason to buy. Okay. That's what we know. That's what we know. Let's see. What else? Okay, that's it. Okay, let's get started. Okay, good morning, everybody. 9:29. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Nothing is better. It's gonna get worse. Gonna get worse. Think about Bank of England did. They said, we don't care about inflation. We're gonna fix it before the market collapses. Okay, you can do that. If Powell were to reverse, the inflation here would go nuts. You would get to 15 or 20%. An apartment that used to be $2,000 would go to $5. And then it gets even worse. We're about to break lower. Interesting. That's what we see. Look at it. Look at it go. It's about to create. I mean, I don't know if 3640 breaks today. That's why even if we go down, you're going to be down 90. But I don't think it breaks. So really interesting. Okay, first Solar got an upgrade. Thanks, Justin. Very strong, 142, but you got to wait on it because they're going to take everything lower again, and then we see. Okay. Okay, SPX down 40. That's it puts it at 3680, 3640. Very straightforward. Nothing else matters. Okay, nothing else matters. CMG, nice pop yesterday, back lower, 1531 down, 1620 up. NVIDIA, 121 down, 132 up if Micron is good. Land Research hits 351 down, it gets to 392 if Micron is good right away. Regeneron held, 711 up, 682 down. UNH a little bit better, 509, 501 down, 532 big number up. Amazon 113 down, 121 up. Apple 145 big number, then 141, 151 up is huge. BIIB 288, if it can get through 288, it can get back up. Sava hasn't had any news yet, 51, 52. Snowman 169, 165 down, needs 177 up. Netflix back to 238 down, 272 up. NOW very strong, see if it breaks back down or pops up. 392 up, 372 down. Tesla has to get through 291 in the first 10 minutes. If it doesn't get through in the first 10 minutes, it's probably not going to go. That's how it acts. First Solar, 139, 142. We'll buy some for earnings when it's ready. Another Apple down. That's what we know. Okay, comments, questions. That's what we got. Banker on bad bonds due to risk of pension funds. Absolutely. But I told you guys, this is no longer just an inflation in this story. This is a financial issue happening with all these countries. But they can fix it. Let me tell you, they can fix it. What happens if they just say we're defaulting on all their bonds? Yeah, all their stock market and everything goes to shit, but then they don't owe any money. Let me tell you one other thing. The U.S. government has never done this, but Argentina and everybody else do it. The U.S. government, what if the U.S. government to come out one day and say, we're not just paying any bonds, all the bonds go to shit. They're all zero. We're not paying them all. Stock market collapses, everything collapses. But the next day, they say, we're going to go issue $5 trillion in new bonds. Everybody buys them because they're not going to do it again. So only the people that have them, they collapse. But then the country has no debt. Interesting comment, right? That's what we know. That's what we know. Disney will lose massively on hurricane damage. Very nice, Tom. Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. Very interesting. Okay, everybody have a great trade day. See you in chat.